My journey is similar to a number of people's here, except it's quite a ways back. Bruce is a lot older than I am by a few months. So I'm not sure about Bill, but we're probably in the same age cohort. Let's just put it that way. 17 years old, started out in Kenpo. Had probably done a little bit of judo before that. Did that pretty steadily for 4 or 5 years. Went into the military. Spent a little bit of time doing some Hapkido and Taekwondo. Got out of the military, went back, did some more Kenpo. Kind of left that for a while, then went back, did some more Kenpo. And then about 30 years old, okay, I got a family, I've got to finish an education, got to go to graduate school, have to earn a living, and got involved in a fairly intensive career that required a lot of travel and really a lot of commitment of time. So my martial arts history and journey pretty much stopped when I was about 30 years old. Fast forward, 30-year career, retire, and life, I've got grandkids, I've got a son-in-law. My son-in-law was wounded in Iraq. He has a traumatic brain injury and PTSD. And I've always been interested in the internal arts and especially integrative arts. Was looking at, okay, Tai Chi, done some research on Tai Chi, familiar with all the martial arts. I watch all the movies and everything. And so, yeah, always interested in those things, but I've always been interested in the internal arts. And so looking up Qigong, and so, do the old Google Qigong, Dragon Institute. So I wander over and I sign up there, figured I'll try this and see if I can suck my son-in-law into it. Because I'd done some research and Qigong was helpful and kind of indicated as, a kind of a therapeutic modality to help people with those kind of challenges. Did Qigong for a few months, kept observing the Wing Chun classes coming in, seeing them moving around. I go, yeah, that looks kind of familiar. I think I've seen that kind of stuff before. So, of course, I wanted to suck my son-in-law into Qigong. He's not interested in Qigong, he wants to do the Kung Fu. Okay, so we'll do the Kung Fu, we'll do the Wing Chun. So, we've been, it's been about almost 6 years now, and been participating in the Wing Chun. The things I find, there's obviously the martial and the self-defense applications of Wing Chun. From a just objectively looking back at it, I would say the practicality is in its simplicity and efficiency. There is a lot going on and a lot to be said for the centerline theory. Staying focused on that. You can waste a lot of energy trying to hit other things, but they probably will be inconsequential if you actually have to hit those other things. Anything important is pretty much right along the center line. So if you're focused on that and you've been practicing that, that is probably what's going to come out if you find yourself in a defensive mode. Quickly, I think one thing I really like about Wing Chun is its integrative aspects. It has Qigong built into it. There's Qigong in Sinum Tao. If you're doing Sinum Tao, you'll find that it's a kind of a derivation of Chinese post-standing, or Zhangzhang, which is basically what Zazen kind of came from, Zen meditation, except it's standing, and we apply some motions to it. So if you're doing everything you need to do, you're going to get integrative aspects out of it, you're going to get the meditative aspects out of it, and then the meditative aspects are going to reinforce back to the practical application. Because the ability to stay centered in an extremely stressful situation is extremely important. Also, there's a kind of an interesting experiment I think Masoyama of Japan did. And he took 2 of his advanced black belts. Of course, this is a hard style, very hard style form of karate. But he took 2 of his advanced black belts and he trained one of them like 4 or 5 hours a day. And the other one he trained maybe 2 hours a day, but then he had him do 2 hours of meditation a day, or something like that. And then he had him fight. The one that had done the integrative, the meditative work, dominated the one that had done just purely physical. So do your Sinum Tao. There's a lot going on in there that's going to help you. One of the nice things also about the sparring is that it gives you the opportunity to stress test your center. Okay, are you coming out of your center? And you know, it can be stressful when somebody like Bruce is trying to hit you. You know, so you know, to me, also the basic movements within Wing Chun are all within what I call a natural range of motion. There's nothing excessive. There's no, you know, there's no spinning kicks. There's no extreme athletic type of movements. They're all within short range of motion, which attests to their efficiency, but they also then will, I think, stand the test of time as people get older. And some of us are indeed getting older. So with that, I think I'm hooked. Yes, sir. Pardon me?
How many times did you pass the Dragon Institute before you went in?
You know, to be honest, I never noticed it until well, part of the reason is that I was out in the desert. So I was only home on weekends, and so, you know, my natural path didn't go there all the time. But quickly after retiring, I was looking for Qigong. And so I did show up probably a month after retiring, and then probably 3 to 4 months maybe before I started doing the Wing Chun. So, thank you.